Rise and shine, Hoosiers, and welcome back to the Bloomington Breakfast Club. I'm Morgan Ludwig.
And I'm Clara Isaac. Today, Morgan and I stopped by the Franklin Southern Ice Arena to chat with some members from the Figure Skating at IU Club.
We're also back with all of your favorite segments, including Unnecessary Updates, Alumni Watch, and the Btown Buzz, where we let you know about all of the fun things going on in Bloomington this weekend.
So grab your cup of coffee, Hoosiers. It's going to be a wonderful morning. Good morning, everyone. We are here with Emmy and Mia from the Figure Skating at IU Club. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So my first question for you today is, when did you start skating?
Well, I started skating back in 2018, so when I was about a freshman in high school. So I've only been skating for around 5.5 years.
I've been skating since I was about 8, but I took some time off in high school, and the figure skating club here is actually what got me back into skating, so yeah.
And do you just want to take a quick second to talk about like your favorite parts of the club, what drew you to the club, and why are you still coming to like every meeting?
Yeah, oh, sorry. My favorite part about the club is just like the people itself. I have like a great community to be around, and like everyone feels like family. It's really nice, and it gets me up every morning to go to practice.
They are early practices.
They are
very early.
Yes, I have to agree. I think the best part is like the community that we've created, and it's a very positive space. You know, we're all skaters of different levels, coming from different backgrounds, different experiences, whether that's competitive or just recreational, and we all just like hype each other up. Like, we all just love skating, so I don't know, I think that's my favorite part.
Of course. So just a little bit ago, Morgan and I saw you all out there doing some pretty spectacular things on the ice. So what would you say your favorite moves are? Or even if you could just choose one move.
I love doing the axle jump. It's just, I feel like I'm flying in the air. It feels so nice.
Okay, as best as you can describe what
So an axle jump basically is you take off going forward and you rotate 1.5 revolutions in the air and then land backwards. So it's one of the scariest jumps because you're going forward. You could technically face plant, but it's once you land it, it's like really fun.
I'm sure ice would not be too comfortable to face plant on, but
No, it's definitely not. I was actually gonna say probably axle as well. It's one of the things that like skaters probably work the hardest towards, and then once you get it, it's so satisfying. But I also really like camel spins. It's like a spin on one foot, and you have like your free leg extended behind you, and it's really fun. Feels like you're flying. So.
And if you just wanted to take a quick second to talk about like what kind of, outside of practices, what kind of competitions you guys do and just how the club is organized.
Yeah. Well, currently we are not competitive, but that is a goal we are looking towards in the future, possibly next semester, but definitely next year. We are looking towards competing as a club. As of now, we just host on and off ice practices, and we host social events for people of all skating backgrounds.
Yeah, so like she said, we're not competing right now, but our practices are basically like freestyle sessions, so everyone just practices whatever they want. And we also do social events. Like this weekend, we're having a Thanksgiving event where we're like eating snacks and like watching a movie. We're gonna watch Blades of Glory, so that'll be really fun. Yeah, and then we do like some fundraising events. We're working on a lot of stuff for the future, so stay tuned for that.
It's so amazing that the club is open to people from all different skating backgrounds and abilities. So how can students at IU become involved in the club?
Yeah, well, currently, as of now, we aren't taking like what would you say, like new skaters, like I mean like people who don't have a skating background. However, that is something we are looking towards into the future as we grow our club. That is something we really want to do, is to make skating accessible to everyone. And yeah,
I think, like she said, like right now we aren't taking a lot of like beginner skaters just because of the ice time, and you know, some of us are performing like jumps and spins that can be pretty dangerous if you're not an experienced skater to be around. And there's a lot of like etiquette that as figure skaters we all know that some beginners may not. So, and like she said, we're working towards becoming a more recreational club. We just have to get more funding and more ice times in order to do that. But if you are wanting to get involved, you can go to our off-ice practices. We can give you information on how to get started skating. And a lot of us actually offer private lessons like outside of this. Or you can take lessons through Bloomington Parks and Rec, and most of us coach that as well. So there are always ways to get involved in skating, even if you're not like a figure skater with experience. So yeah.
Can I just add on to that real quick? Yeah, as someone who started when I was like 14, I was considered very late to start, because most skaters start when they're 5 years old. And so yeah, 5, 6 years old, it's really early. And a lot of people believe that you can't start figure skating at an older age, even in college. And I think that's just not the case. You can totally start at any age. And I think that's important, something our club also wants to uphold too.
And can you plug your Instagram really quickly?
Yeah, so our Instagram is called Skating at IU. You guys should follow.
Well, Mia and Emmy, guys, thank you so much for letting us join your practice and film you guys, and then also for talking to us about the club. It seems really cool, and we're really excited to kind of show it out to the rest of the campus. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was very, very cool. I hope the B-roll footage that we got shows how cool it was. These people are crazy. They're going like 20 miles an hour like down these rinks. It is insane. But thank you again.
Thank you so much.
And now we're gonna send it back to the studio.
It was so amazing seeing what the figure skating at IU Club was all about. If you want to learn more about figure skating at IU, follow them on Instagram at skating@IU.
But now it's time for your unnecessary updates of the day. As always, we are joined by Grace Timpey. Welcome back again, Grace.
Thank you. I love to be here.
Excited as always to have you. And in traditional unnecessary updates fashion,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to kick us off. So
I've honestly been racking my brain. I think I just really want to talk about that Five Nights at Freddy's movie again.
Oh my goodness. I was actually hoping you would be bringing this up because I have many opinions on it.
I've got a lot of thoughts too, because since our last episode, I've seen the film. I know it's like a little like, we're getting into December, like it's not as relevant.
It has been a while.
Or it's November, I'm sorry.
It's relevant to us.
It's relevant to us
Yeah.
because I saw the film, loved it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no.
I didn't even know there was a film.
We talked about it last
time.
I wasn't here, you guys.
Oh,
Oh, it was
You
Olivia.
guys, that means you guys didn't miss me enough.
We missed you. We missed you so much. We're so glad you're back.
Oh, well, Clara, we have to tell you about the Five Nights at Freddy's film.
Can you give me a brief overview?
Well, do you know anything about the game?
Yes.
It's basically like if Josh Hutcherson was the guy playing the game, and he had to be Five Nights at Freddy's. He had to stay at Freddy's for 5 nights.
Oh.
And like he's got a sister who those animatronics love. It's crazy.
This is the first film I've heard about Josh Hutcherson being in, like in a while.
He hasn't.
He's back.
He hasn't because he took a break, right? It was like
Yes.
a full. He like stepped away from Hollywood, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
I
But he's
think he-
back now, whatever he did. And it's great. I thought he looked amazing in the movie. I'll say that.
He looks so good.
Like I saw it, we were sitting in the front row of the theater. I was looking up at him. like
Giant
this.
20-foot Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, I was like, Josh, like he looks great, and he did a great job acting. And it did inspire me to learn about the lore after I watched like a 2-hour-long video like about the lore, because there's a lot of lore.
like
There is.
background that they don't mention it in the movie.
Yeah, like for the
Just to the games.
Like the games, they have like a lot of like weird like things going
It's
on.
crazy. It's like it spans like decades. of,
Yeah.
like intricately detailed lore.
Like
It's
I was
crazy.
kind of gagged, I'll be honest.
That seems like a movie that's too scary for me to watch, so I am happy you're telling me about
It's
it so I
really not
don't
scary.
have to.
It's really,
really
not
not.
scary.
It's meant for younger kids, I feel like.
It's
more
meant
like-
for people like you.
It's meant for like middle schoolers.
It's meant for immature little children.
Yeah,
like
like who like don't really appreciate movies. Get scared really easily. You know?
I
Don't
do get
worry.
scared really easily.
I do
though.
too,
I'm not
but
even
I
gonna
wasn't
lie.
I wasn't too scared. It was fine. I really liked that, like, the animatronics, they, like, really built them. Jim Henson. But I really liked that.
That's cool.
But
I
did
did
you not
appreciate
like
the
the
practical
movie?
effects. I mean, it was fine. It was
parts-
accessible. It was about what I expected it to be. I'm
Yeah.
just still mad that Markiplier wasn't in it. But Matt Pat was in
He
it.
was in it, yeah.
And that was awesome. And
I
he
was
said
so
his
excited
little,
to
that's
see
just a
him.
theory line.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that
It was
reference.
so cute. Oh my God. I had one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, my critique of the movie. Like, all those scenes where, like, they're, like, in the woods, like, and it was, like, not taking place, like, at Freddy's. I wanted it to all be at Freddy's, you know? That was my critique.
Yeah, like a
It
one
took us
location.
outside of the titular place.
Wait, so when it says at Freddy's, where is that like his home?
It's imagine like a what's it called?
Like
a
Chuck E.
Cheese.
Cheese.
It's like a fictional Chuck E. Cheese with like
Oh.
the big
Yeah. And
I
the
think I remember
animatronics,
that about the
come
game.
to life.
yeah, and they like
That's
And they try to
chase
like
you and
eat
kill you.
Yeah.
And you said it wasn't scary, but like it's animatronics
It's not
coming to
scary.
life.
No,
It's not.
yeah.
It's supposed to be scary.
Like
but
it's a little
it's not.
scary. Okay, moving on.
Clara.
I felt like Morgan just now because
Oh,
having to learn.
Yeah,
about
for the first
Yeah,
time we have a
had to
movie
teach you
reference that Claire doesn't
something.
get.
Wow.
But I feel like going off of, we have to segue off of you appreciating Josh Hutcherson's beauty
Yes,
to go into
into
Claire's
this,
unnecessary
yeah.
update.
Oh, my unnecessary update about men's beauty. So as you both may know, People magazine, every year they release who they regard as the sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
And this year it was Patrick Dempsey, or it is Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
And just a little bit ago, before we started, I figured out that he wasn't in The Parent Trap, but he was the dad in Enchanted.
He's the
and
dad
I can
in
agree
Enchanted.
that he is a very good-looking man. But if it couldn't be Patrick Dempsey, who would you guys think is currently the sexiest man alive?
Like currently in 2023
yes.
Yeah, like for this year.
for this year. Morgan, you go because I need to
It's.
think.
I thought you were gonna
It's
say
gotta be
Morgan.
Paul Mescal.
Morgan.
It's Paul Mescal. That's my answer. That's my pick.
I like that answer. I really do. I do like my bias does tell me to say Tom Cruise.
Tom.
No.
Yes,
This
did
is
you see?
Middle Tooth?
I don't care. Did you see Mission Impossible?
I did.
He looks great.
He
in
looks
it.
good running.
He looks amazing in it. He runs so well.
He runs so much and he runs really
And
well.
also, I'm biased because in that movie, like the girl character's name is Grace. So like when he'd be like, "Grace, calm down," I'd be like, "Oh, like he's talking to me. He's talking about me." So I love Tom Cruise. I'm a Cruisinator.
Cruisinator. Is that what they call the fan base?
I made it up.
Clara, who would you pick?
I don't know, honestly. I honestly don't pay that much attention to male celebrities, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But okay, so you guys have seen Top Gun Maverick, right? Who's that blonde guy in it? Kind of like the bad guy, but he like turns
Glenn
good.
Powell.
Glenn Powell. I
Yes.
think he's really good looking.
He's got a new
personally.
rom-com coming up.
Yeah, with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
I heard it was gonna be bad.
It
but,
doesn't look good.
but
Well,
yeah,
he
I
was
think
really
he's
good
pretty
in
good
the Netflix rom-com
In-
with Zoe
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
Bush.
but
That
that's
one was awesome. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I
really
love
like
Glenn.
rom-coms, but
Yeah.
what was it
That's a
called?
I discovered
choice.
him in that movie, and I was like, oh, good to
Yeah.
discover you.
Well, we're segueing so perfectly because my unnecessary update is about Top Gun Maverick, but it's kind of a wild. I don't even know. This isn't entertainment related at all. I just saw it and I thought it was really funny. But apparently, there's been this court case going on in Australia, which it's super irrelevant. I just thought it was funny.
It's
like,
really
so
unnecessary.
it's very, very, very unnecessary. But there's been a court case going on in Australia regarding 2 police officers, and one of them pulled their gun on the other because the other was threatening to spoil Top Gun Maverick. And I think that's so funny, and I think that's an appropriate response because spoiling movies is the worst thing that you can do.
Oh, I love spoiling
Okay,
movies.
but to be fair, okay, this was a recent article, was it?
Well, the court case just happened. The incident happened like at the end of last year. So like
Oh,
I
so
feel
the
like it
movie had
was-
still been out for a while.
probably. It said like October. I forget when Top
Yeah,
Gun
because
Maverick
that movie came out in May. It was a Memorial
Yeah.
Day weekend
So
release.
so they
Maybe
definitely.
the guy should have seen it. If he didn't want it to be spoiled. he
Yeah,
needed
like
to
if you
stay on
care so
top
much about
of it.
spoilers, watch the movie.
I wonder if the judge took into account how long it had been since the movie. Like I wonder if the judge would have been more lenient if it had been like 2 days after the movie came out.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, man, you should not have been threatening that.
Because
that's
like
messed up.
that I would allow, but I also
Yeah.
feel like there's like not much in that movie that you can spoil. You know,
It's true. It is
Like,
just
nothing-
like
Yeah,
a crazy
like
action
nothing
movie.
like
it's just like a movie.
super surprising.
Yeah.
Super crazy happened.
I guess spoiler alert: Iceman dies, but that's about it.
Yeah. And it's Tom
You're-
Cruise.
you
I'm
guys
gonna-
don't really know.
Somebody's gonna pull their gun on you, Cliff.
And Tom Cruise is gonna live forever, so you kind of just know that like nothing's gonna happen. in that
Exactly.
movie.
Yeah, like they're not gonna kill off him.
Well, that was really fun. But unfortunately, that's all of the unnecessary updates we have for you today. But stick around, Hoosiers, because we've got an all-new Alumni Watch when we get back.
Hoosier News Source, Wednesdays on IUSTV.
Hello everybody, I'm Grace Timpey and this is Alumni Watch. Today I will be talking about IU alumnus Suzanne Collins, who graduated from IU in 1985 with a double major in theater and telecommunications. In 1989, Collins got her master's degree in dramatic writing from NYU. Collins started her career writing for children's TV shows on Nickelodeon, and she was also the head writer for the PBS show Clifford's Puppy Days. Isn't that so cute? While working on these kids' shows, she met children's author James Proimos, who inspired her to write her first series of children's novels, The Underland Chronicles, which are about a boy who travels to a magical underground land via the New York City sewer system. In 2008, Collins released The Hunger Games, the first book in a planned trilogy. The story was inspired by the Greek myth of Theseus and the Minotaur, as well as her father's career in the Air Force, which gave her a first-hand look at poverty and the effects of war. Within 14 months, 1.5 million copies of the first two Hunger Games books were printed in North America alone, and the first book was on the New York Times bestseller list for 60 consecutive weeks. In 2010, Collins was named one of Time magazine's most influential people of the year. In 2011, Lionsgate Entertainment acquired the rights for the Hunger Games movie, which Collins adapted for film herself. She went on to adapt the books for the other three films in the series as well. Throughout her career, Collins has won several literary awards, including the 2016 Authors Guild Award for Distinguished Service to the Literary Community, marking the first time that this was awarded to an author of young adult fiction. In 2020, Collins published a prequel story to The Hunger Games entitled The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and the movie adaptation is releasing this week on November 17th. This marks the fourth book that Collins has adapted into film. So make sure to head to movie theaters this Friday to see The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on the big screen and support your fellow Hoosier. Back to you, Clara and Morgen.
Thanks, Grace. We'll be right back with the Btown Buzz.
Hoosier Sports Night, your source for Hoosier athletics.
It is now time for the Btown Buzz, where we let you know about all of the fun things going on in Bloomington this weekend.
Calling all Swifties. This Friday, the Bluebird is hosting a Taylor Swift night. The party starts at 9 p.m. and cover will be $20.
Magician Simon Coronel is coming to town this weekend, hosting magic shows this Thursday through Sunday at 7:30 p.m. on all 3 days. Glitches Through Reality starring Simon Coronel will be held at the Ted Jones Playhouse, and ticket prices are starting at around $40.
This Saturday, the Back Door is hosting a food drive and drag show. If you bring 4 non-perishable items to donate to the food drive, you will get in for free. The bar opens at 7 o'clock p.m. and the show starts at 10 o'clock p.m.
And finally, the Indiana Memorial Union is hosting a gingerbread house workshop from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday. Pre-order your house for $75 at the Sugar and Spice website.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We are always looking to feature more local students, businesses, and organizations on the show. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please contact our producer Lily at lshareb@iu.edu.
Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at IUSTV Entertainment. This has been Clara Isaac.
And I'm Morgan Ludwig. Have a great week, Hoosiers.